Hello everyone, and today we are trying to survive the swarms that are coming at us. As you can see, we are not particularly strong at the moment, only doing 10 damage per shot. We do have a rocket that we can fire as well, and we are just hoping that we're able to get through this without absolutely getting slapped, which we didn't manage to do this time, but we did come away with 25 of the red orbs that we do use to roll for upgrades. As we've just rolled for an upgrade, we are going to have to choose from the 3 that are provided, and in this one I think upgrading our kit is a good start, and we can check again. We'll upgrade our normal blasters damage by 5 as well. Now that we have upgraded our blasters, we are able to one-shot these spaceship when we do actually hit them with both weapons. We do have our rocket still, which does do 70 damage to everything inside of it, so that is a bit of a good space cleaner for us. We'd preferably not have to use it as much if I didn't fly into everything. With 33 shards that we unlocked, we are again going to increase our blaster by increasing the projectile speed, and we'll be able to roll once more where we can increase our blaster again to get an extra 25% fire rate. Kind of feel like just going all in on that, probably a good thing for us to do at the moment. We do need to expand outwards a little bit eventually, but preferably just clearing this early wave is what we want to do right now. We are back to the boss, so I'm going to try this time and not get absolutely decimated. We did manage to complete the sectioning, those 50 shards, where we're going to increase our blasters again, and we're going to increase our body this time so that we can get more flux. We are back in sector 1, so it shouldn't be too difficult for us to go through it. We are going to try and use the rocket a bit more aggressively, so if we get a decent group of enemies just like that, we will rocket them. And again, we're at the boss. I think this time we are hopefully going to try and defeat it, because I want to know what he will drop for us if we can defeat him and not die. He managed to get 74 shards that time, so that will have unlocked us sector 2, but we did keep that roll that we did previously where we couldn't afford anything, so we are going to waste most of our shards in upgrading our blaster to get another blaster upgrade, and we might as well, as we know they come back, roll again where we have the chance to unlock ricochet next time. Now that we can go into sector 2, I'm expecting this to be significantly harder, so we are going to have to hope that we can upgrade our damage quite substantially, looking at how much health these have, because they are taking 4 hits now to defeat just on the little half circles, which means that we are going to have to ramp up very fast. I'm assuming our blaster's not going to be able to cope with these particularly, so we might have to see what else we can get. We are just going to launch all of our rockets when we can at the boss and just keep firing them. Looking at it, we might get away with this, which we did. Honestly, sheer luck that one, but we did come away with another 90 shards. We have also unlocked Ascension as per our little shiny little friend down here, which unlocks us the talent tree, which is something that we are honestly going to take a look at right now. That again got us another achievement, which I don't track, so I don't know why I'm telling you, but we can unlock the Ascension tree, and each of these are going to give us quite important buffs. We do have 45 of the prisms, so we can upgrade our main damage module to increase its damage rate by, as it was twice, I'm going to assume 50%, and we'll use the remaining to unlock the ultimate module. Now I don't know whether that was the most sensible usage of them, but I feel like that might be a good place to start. We are going to continue with the scout and blaster, and we do start with 20 shards, so we can roll again, getting ourselves the ricochet so our shots will bounce, and we're going to take the booster cell so that we get more max fuel and fuel refill rate. So it doesn't look like it's our blaster shots that bounce around, we just have a extra weapon that fires off of us and just goes wherever it so chooses, and that is honestly pretty decent, because that is something I don't have to consider, and the less I have to think, the less likely I am to fly into things and crash. We do have this boss again, which we're not really going to defeat, we're not really trying to, so we are just going to try and farm as many shards as we can so that we can upgrade ourselves. We did get 35 from our first run, so we can get hopefully something decent, like more damage for our blaster, a hailstorm for our ultimate, and finally some more flux for our ship. We do start off with our ultimate available, so we are just going to try and group some enemies up so that we can use it, and that is absolutely insane. It just spawns things everywhere, so we don't really need to group them up next time. We can just wait until until they're on screen and then go a bit ham with it. It probably would have been good to still have, but I wanted to see what my upgrade did. So we did get out of that run with another 43, which took us up to a total of 45 shards, which we can use to get ourselves a stronger hailstorm, a circle shot, and we might as well get some more projectile speed for our blaster. So our new attack just fires out a load of shots around us, which isn't as impressive as the rocket that we had in the last run, but it can have its uses. We just have to be a bit more sensible with the shots rather than just being able to launch it and destroy everything. We are on the boss, so we can spend our ultimate, which did one-shot the boss as well, giving us 72 shards. Those 72 shards put up to a total of 73, and we did get 20 prisms that we could spend on talents when we are ready to, but we might as well see where this run takes us. Using our shards, we can upgrade our scout's body for an extra bunch of health, increase the fire rate for our blaster, increase the duration of our hailstorm, and we do have a couple left over. We could hope for something small, but we did not get lucky there. We have a few decent ones that we can come back to. As we know with Sector 2, we are significantly weaker than we would want to be in this one. What I'm kind of hoping for is that our ultimate might be able to do a good bit of damage to the boss. Probably would have if it hit it more than once, but we might actually get lucky and take him out again, defeating Sector 2 on our first try and coming away with 91 shards, which put us up to a total of 46 prisms again, and we can use the 100 shards that we have now to increase the hailstorm attack rate, increase its damage. We are going to take a look at Sector 3, but we are going to be so far behind damage wise that it's not even funny. It's taken 3 hits just to defeat a basic enemy, so this isn't really going to get us very much money, and even our ultimate is not managing to clear this very easily. How much health do these things have? And we do have a swirly boss that I'm not quite sure how we're meant to deal with yet, because it just grows. We are a little bit squishy. So we've got a few shards saved up to try and upgrade ourselves to give Sector 3 another go. So we are going to buy a increase to our hailstorm again, increase our blaster's projectile speed, fire rate of our blaster, increase the projectile count of our ricochet that just comes out of us at the start, increase the blaster count, so we now fire 3 instead, make the ricochet do more damage, make our circle shot do more damage, increase the projectile count of our circle shot, increase the usage count. So our increased blaster is now doing 30 damage per shot, and it does fire 3 times, so we are able to defeat the little triangular ships that are coming at us, but the big worms not so much. We can do a decent bit of ad clearing by using our circle shot quite often, but it is mostly going to come down to whether our ultimate hits the enemy or not, which it did, giving us 119 shards to take away. That total of 124 shards we will put into maxing out our ricochet, upgrading the damage of our circle shot, finally upgrading the max flux of our scout body. We are back to not being able to one-shot the little semicircles, but it is only a 2-shot right now, so we might be able to cope for a little bit at the very least. These multi-square ones do seem a little bit difficult to deal with because they are just spawning more enemies, but our ultimate can absolutely hammer them and puts us in a good position where we can defeat this boss again, giving us 156 shards. I'm thinking we want to max out our circle shot, so we'll get the extra 6 projectile count, upgrade the maximum health, upgrade the maximum flux, and the refill rate of our fuel. But we are on to Sector 5, where they've got turrets flying at us. These turrets are definitely something that we're not really able to deal with, nor these worms, so I don't really see us getting away with all that much considering we've already managed to lose most of our health. So I'm going to try and see if we can collect some of the shards, and we get instantly one shot. I'm thinking I do want to kind of just continue upgrading our damage, so we'll max out our sub-module damage to plus 50%. 50%, max out our ultimate module damage, increase our collection radius by 50%, increase our auto collector +2, kind of want to give ourselves 20 starting shards and unlock the ultimate module max level extension. We do have a couple left over, so we'll upgrade the phase reservoir. So we do start now with 40 shards, which I might go for the solar beam because that sounds cool. Increase the solar beam and hope we get something new. So let's see what our solar beam does first and unleash the solar beam. I don't know what I expected, but that was incredibly cool. I do wish I still had it for the boss, but I wanted to see what it did, so that's what I did. I am definitely gonna get slapped here in a second, so we'll just try and take out as many of these ships as possible. Fuel, so we are going to run out of fuel very soon, or health when I let it crash into me. Totally let that happen. Using our total of 38 shards, we will increase the duration of the solar beam and go for a diagonalizer where we just shoot off in random directions. The diagonalizer definitely does do what it says on screen. It is just firing diagonally. Quite like it. I feel like we're going to need to upgrade that one quite heavily because enemies don't really go diagonally from us all that often. They are much more likely to be straight in front of us, but I'm going to assume we could probably upgrade the we're probably going to be able to upgrade the projectile count on that pretty quickly. But we are going to fire our solar beam straight at the boss, which did absolutely destroy it. That let us come away with 70 shards, which we can put into upgrading the max flux of our scout body, the damage of our solar beam, and we'll take the grinder. I'm not sure how much that is going to help us, but we might as well give it a try. We'll also take the flux magnets. We're just randomly picking stuff up, so when we do end up dying over and over and over again, we're at least going to get something out of it. So that saw we just unlocked, we do just fire out in front of us, and it does pierce everything in its way. So if we can get them to line up quite nicely, that could be really strong. And if we can just fire them at the boss as well, we should be able to give this a bit of a run for its money if I don't crash into the corner. But even with crashing, we did come away with 48, letting us upgrade the max health of the scout body, the projectile speed of our blaster, and the fire rate of our blaster. This increased fire rate that we have does definitely make it feel like we are more able to clear the waves that we're fighting, just because we're getting that damage out that little bit quicker. We do still struggle with actually two-shotting them, but at least we're firing fast enough, getting us 95 more shards. We'll take those shards to increase the projectile count of our diagonalizer, the damage of our blaster, the projectile speed of our diagonalizer, and we might as well increase the usage count of our grinder as well. We are actually managing to do some damage in Sector 3 and take out a few of the worms, which honestly is a bit of a surprise. The grinder seems to work absolutely brilliantly against them because they seem to have quite a sizable hitbox, and our normal weapon is managing to one-shot the triangles. But we do also have, if we can clear some space, our sunbeam, which should hopefully do quite well against this boss, and it one-shot it. This is such a stupidly strong ultimate, I love it. We are going to again put some more work into our solar beam. We're not going to be able to max out because we have just basically run out of shards, so we'll increase our diagonalizer, and I can 76 the next level of solar beam, but we do have 17 left over, so we'll increase the max fuel that we have for our scout body, and that does get us up to a good spot to go forward. This boss uses my own tactics against me from the previous round, where I was just spawning stuff on top of it. It's not going to work out for him because we've just managed to clear everything, which is the first time we've managed to beat this sector, and we came away with 165 shards. We'll increase the projectile speed of our blaster, the fire rate of our blaster, the damage for our grinder, the max health of our ship. It is our good friends the turrets, which will absolutely ruin us, but with our saw blade and them all grouping up, we might actually be able to clear some where we can actually see what this boss does properly and not just be completely swarmed. It's not looking too great for us, but you never know, we might be able to do something. Oh, we're just going to fire that and instantly die, getting us 76 shards. That gave us the perfect amount that we can upgrade our solar beam. Very quickly later, we can upgrade our solar beam with another +3 duration and the projectile size of our grinder. That is such a big upgrade to the projectile projectile size of the grinder, it's going to be absolutely ridiculous on big groups of enemies because it just cleaves everything. Would be nice if it did a little bit more damage, but that's what the upgrades are for. We'll just sunbeam the boss and come up with 162 shards. And we do now have enough to max out the solar beam. We are starting to get very expensive with our upgrades, but we can increase the usage count of our grinder by +1 as well. I was hoping to max out the blaster, but we were just shy of the shard usage. We do have a little bit saved up so that we can now spend it and hopefully manage to max ourselves out. Like, we can max out our grinder, we can max out our blasters. We've got our 3 projectiles again, increase the max flux on our scout body, increase its max health, its max speed. That is now out of usable upgrades. I'm hoping with everything we've got, we should be able to give this one a better run for its money. The extra movement speed on this final tier is actually quite nice. It's a lot nicer than I thought it was going to be. I wasn't entirely sure we needed it, but now that I've got it, it's going to be really bad to lose. Oh, that really hurts. I need to pay a little bit more attention there. So we are going to ascend again, which we're going to use to increase our starting shards by 20, increase the damage module of our ultimate by 100, and we'll unlock the booster module, increase the assist module's damage by 25%. Might as well sneak in a little bit of the health. As we do now have 60 shards, we can start by bringing our grinder back. We might as well go for a strike fall, whatever that does. Give ourselves some armor, give ourselves a teleport, increase the damage of our blaster. We do now have a teleport, which we can just use to blink around. That teleport is definitely going to make this boss a lot less difficult to deal with because we can just teleport out of his lines. And our little assist, being the yellow lines that just appear on everything, is actually kind of cool and does seem quite helpful. We are absolutely demolishing this boss, and we did come away with 67 shards. I don't think we really need to upgrade the blink just yet, so we are going to start by upgrading the usage count of the grinder, the damage of the grinder, the projectile speed of our blaster, the solar beam, because that is my favourite ult that we've come across so far, and the max fuel of our body. All which we are one short on. I can definitely feel the speed difference compared to where we were at a minute ago with our fully upgraded ship, but we do have our laser ready, so we are just going to absolutely smoosh this boss, which does include a solar beam upgrade, more fire rate on our blaster, another solar beam upgrade, more projectile count on our strike forward, more max flux on our body, which we can put straight back into improving our solar beam, the strike fall, the solar beam again. I decided to earn a few shards before we actually give Sector 4 a try, because it did just feel like it was going to slap me silly just for looking at it. So we are going to increase our armor, our damage of our blaster, the projectile speed on our blaster, even more armor. We might as well max the armor out so that if anything does touch us, it doesn't do much. The attack area of our strike fall, and a bit of extra max health. We are able to kill things, so we are doing better than I thought we were going to, but it's not looking particularly great for us so far on how much damage we're actually able to throw out. We might be able to sneak through if we can get close to the boss and get the full solar beam on him, which we did. We can get more fire rate on our blaster, more projectile speed to max out blaster, more projectile size on our grinder, and that is it for this one. But it does bring us back to Sector 5 again. Sector 5 is the one that has just absolutely slapped us every time we've looked at it, but I'm hoping that we might be able to sneak our way through this time. With our teleport, we shouldn't get quite so trapped by the laser walls, and I'm hoping that might just give us that little bit we need, because I don't think it was particularly a damage issue. It was just being able to not get slapped silly, because our solar beam still does quite a lot, and we beat it, getting away with 216 shards. So we are going to get another usage count on our grinder, more damage on our solar beam, more rotation speed on our grinder, and hopefully we're able to add some more fuel to our ship. We're able to 3-shot the enemies if we get lucky and hit them with all of them. Our grinder does help quite heavily in clearing some space, but this has just got so much busier. I'm not sure our little blaster and grinder are going to do much here, so we are just going to ascend again with 181 prisms. modules, which will let us max out the assist module damage, unlock the assist module, will increase the assist module max level extension, unlock the assist array, max out the assist module damage. So we'll just grab the utility module, and because we still only have the scout unlocked, we'll take that into our next run. So we've got a lot more slots unlocked now, with 3 assist slots, 2 utility slots, and our normal sub and ultimate, with another utility slot locked over here. We are going to give ourselves a bit of damage deflection, give ourselves pentagonal plates, increase the damage of our blaster. We might as well try a new ultimate with the shockwave, and we'll give ourselves our teleport back. We've got just these pentagonal shields which deal damage to enemies, which is always nice. If we can fly them into it, it does deal 7.5, so that will be good for a decent amount of time. We are starting off with our blaster doing 22 damage per shot, which is nicer than it was the last time we were here. And we do have our ultimate of our shockwave ready, which is a bit more of an ad clearer than a single target, but it can do really well if we don't teleport into the enemies and then panic and forget we can teleport. But we just come away with 50 shards, which we can use to get ourselves the orbiter, grinder, the strike fall, and upgrade our blaster's projectile speed. So I'm thinking we'll upgrade our shockwave, our strike fall, our pentagon, and our blasters. It does feel like we're again a little bit weak coming into this, but we have ultimates which are just so strong, giving us 88 shards that we can reinvest into our strike fall. Might as well give ourselves a last stand, some more blaster damage, and giving ourselves an extra 5% chance to deflect damage. So we are going to upgrade our orbiter this time, because that did really help us. The shockwave, because it definitely needs it. Shockwave again. Might as well get the pentagon up a little bit, and we'll just hope that we can get the shockwave on top of that. We are going to upgrade our blaster, orbiter, the blaster again. Might as well give ourselves some health recovery rate on our last stand, and we'll have to increase the max fuel on our blink. So we got a little bit of extra money lying around. So we are going to upgrade the projectile count on our blaster, so that's now maxed out. We'll upgrade the refill rate of our blink, upgrade the chance to refract damage, upgrade the duration of our pentagons, max out our blink, increase the damage of our pentagons. We are off to a little bit of a worse start where we're not one-shotting the turrets like I was hoping we were going to, but I don't think it's going to put us that bad of a state. As long as we can keep it a little bit clear, we should be absolutely fine. We don't have our sunbeam, which we have been using to cheese bosses, so we are going to have to try a little bit harder, but not that much harder in the grand scheme of things, as we did just smash it and come away with 225 shards again. With those 225 shards, we're going to increase our shockwave, our pentagon up to max. We do have the option of a lot more upgrades, and we do deal significantly more damage when everything goes off. So if all is lucky and I start flying into everything, we might actually be able to get a bit closer. We ran out of fuel. That was unexpected. It's been a while since that's happened. So we will max out our refraction chance, the attack area of our strike fall, max flux, the shockwave. I did just manage to accidentally beat that boss, so we did come away with the 260, giving us a total of 490 shards. So we are going to go on a bit of a spending spree, where we increase our shockwave count by 2 and max it out with an extra 100 damage, but we can increase the damage of our orbiter, increase our max health. I will admit, Sector 7, not off to a good start. That's a lot of turrets and a lot of things trying to ram into me, and they deal so much damage when they hit me. And we got things that launch lasers everywhere, like the old buses. Oh my god. We'll increase the projectile speed of our orbiter, projectile count on our strike fall, max out our strike fall, upgrade the usage count of our grinder, the damage of the grinder, the recovery rate of that as well. Do we think all of these upgrades we've just managed to acquire might give us a better chance of completing this one? The strike fall does seem to be able to absolutely hammer its way through, because it does so much damage. I'm not sure if that's going to carry us though, especially with stuff like that. Oh my god, that does so much damage. I'm kind of just going to try and stay away from the giant laser beam. While we did manage to defeat that boss, we are definitely not quite where we should be, so we are going to increase the orbiter again up to max, the last stand to max, max up the projectile size grinder, and again, and increase the max flux of our body as well. Sector 8 does bring us a lot more enemies happening at once, but they do seem to be a lot of smaller enemies rather than some of the more annoying ones we have been facing. So as long as we can get them lined up, we shouldn't really run into any problems. Apart from that guy, he came out of nowhere, and we do have a boss already, just him. So if we are lucky, we can absolutely smash him. We might as well max out our grinder and just put the rest of this into maxing out the body as well. So we do have another full selection of upgrades. I'm definitely preferring some of these higher rounds than some of the lower ones. They've just got a nice selection of enemies, but they're not too chaotic. Would have if I actually paid attention though. See all those shots coming at me, but you know what I mean. We can very much see what's kind of happening, especially with our shockwave, which is such a clean way to wipe everything out. The jump up here from 9 to 10 is crazy, draining fuel so quickly though. So we might not even be able to give the boss that much attention, but hopefully we can give it a run for its money if it comes back on screen, which we did. As we don't have anything to spend this insane fortunate shard, we might as well just ascend, because those levels are scaling so fast that we're not able to kill most things. It's just hoping that we can get to the boss, and as we're running out of fuel, it isn't really something that we are going to do. What I think we want to work on is anywhere that we've got damage locked away. So as we have 850 prisms, we are going to max out the main module attack speed, accelerate sector 1, sector 2, sector 3, sector 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Increase the max level that we can get our booster slots up to, reduce the assist cooldown, increase the assist module damage by 150%, give ourselves a ton more health, give ourselves some more utility max level extensions, the final utility module, the sub extension, and increase our sub damage. We have tons of upgrades up here, so we can get the shockwave again, because I did really enjoy that as one. We will get our last stand, the flux capacitor, strike fall, and just a normal damage on that as well. Decided to run a few rounds just until we got to somewhere where we couldn't defeat it, and I feel like we with those starter upgrades we have now hit the point where we could not compete. So we are going to take those 59 that we've got, so we've got a total of 229 shards to start off with. Gonna upgrade the projectile count on our strike fall, the projectile speed on our blaster, might as well take the missile this time round, increase our shockwave, and again, give ourselves our teleport back, because I quite like it, the fire speed of our blaster, damage on our missiles, and use our final 51 to increase the attack area of our shockwave again. We're going to see how this rocket copes in this sector. I'm not sure how good it's gonna be, but we will give it a try. It does seem pretty okay, to be fair. We definitely hit the wall there, so we are going to have to give ourselves some more upgrades. We do have 567 shards to do that with, so we are going to increase the damage of our blaster, the damage of our shockwave, the wave count of our shockwave, give ourselves the deflect damage chance again, increase its chance, projectile speed of our blaster, ricochet, usage count of our rockets, health recovery. You might as well get the boomerang because I've not seen that one yet. Increase the damage of our strike fall, and again, and again. Let's hope that we don't run into a wall again so early. We are definitely struggling already again, so we are going to have to hope that we can get these damage runs up a good amount. So I'll upgrade the attack area of our missiles, the damage of our strike fall, fire speed of our boomerang, the fire speed of our blasters, and the max flux of our body. I don't think that's really going to help us that much for this one, because we were struggling so much that I even gave it a few tries just to see if I was just playing that badly or if we had hit a wall already, and we had definitely hit that wall already. Those couple of upgrades did secure us that, so we'll see how quickly this happens again. We did run out of flux that time instead of actually dying, so I'm thinking we do need to try and prioritize our body upgrades, our flux capacitor, just so that we can get to it as quickly as possible, but we'll sneak in a max level blaster and a max level shockwave as well, and some flux recovery, just because they were there, and a max upgrade is always going to be something that we're going to take when we can. Like getting our projectile count up and our ricochet good starting place for us. The max flux from our flux capacitor, damage on our boomerang, the rotation speed of our boomerang, damage of our rocket, firing speed of our boomerang, and max in the boomerang. Sector 10 does still have the health upgrade that we do need to work on, and preferably not get trapped in the middle of them. So we're going to increase our health, our refraction chance, the health recovery. We are just kind of like just shy of being able to do it because those things just absolutely slap us. So I might just need to keep teleporting away from them because that is insane how much damage they do. And we ran out of flux that time instead of dying, so we'll have to consider that as well. But we are going to increase the projectile count of our ricochet, the max flux of our flux capacitor, max out our ricochet as well. And just like that, with those few little changes, we managed to easily clear stage 10. So we are going to spend that 609 shards we've got, max out our missile, getting ourselves some more flux on our flux capacitor, and then maxing that out, increasing the fuel of our blink. This wave, absolutely insane. So much happening. The ones before it were calm enough I could, reasonably tell what was happening. This one, not it. But our shockwave should give us the best chance at getting through it. And we are going to try and grab as much of these shards as we can because we do not have the flux to survive this round. With the extra 356 shards, we can get some more max flux, some more max health, some more move speed, some more refraction chance. Look at just how hectic this start. I just accidentally used my ultimate. But look at just how hectic this start is. There's just so many enemies that it actually kind of makes my game lag sometimes. We're not defeating this wave, so we're just going to keep trying to clear as many enemies as we can. We might be able to get through this with more flux recovery, some more refraction chance, max out the health recovery rate, and take a look there. Don't think it's going to be enough, but something to try because this is insanity. I don't like having multiple of those chargy boys up here chasing after me. It doesn't feel particularly great, but I'm hoping we can clear them with our ult and then only have this one to deal with. And if we're lucky, we might have enough flux to kill him, which we did. That is 712 shards we can use to max out our refraction chance, taking us into sector 12. We do have a new enemy, Arrow. We haven't seen him before, but I don't think we've actually managed to kill any enemies so far. We are being fortunate enough to just see the boss, but with our 20 flux, we're definitely not going to clear it. And the fact that we've got nowhere near enough damage, we are definitely just going to accept. And that does give us 1,126 prisms total, which we can use to increase our sweep array, the auto collect up to max, increase our move speed, the ultimate damage, more move speed, another 200% ult damage over there. So I bought the couple of extra bodies I hadn't picked up before to give it one last go because I'm running into a few little problems where the game just stutters for me on some of the higher rounds, which is most likely just my PC being old and a bit decrepit nowadays, but it does make completing them very difficult when the game just stops every now and then for a few seconds. So we're just giving this explosive grunt a test to see how we like that before we call it there. One thing that we do definitely have to get used to is that the thumper does fire significantly slower than the scout, but it hits so much harder and does have quite a lot of cleave. It's a very small area, but if anything's in that area, it does just get exploded because it does a ton of damage, but it's the attack speed being quite so dramatically slow that it's going to take a little bit of getting used to. Fortunately, this weapon does get quite a lot of attack speed increases, so while it is still slower than the scout, it does actually not feel that bad because it does still one-shot everything, so you can get a good feel for what is happening without feeling like you're a complete disadvantage just from how slow it fires. We have found a point where lack of fire rate does cause a bit of problems there, but fortunately we did have our shockwave ready because we were spawning the boss, that we were able to just obliterate everything, but it was getting a little bit spicy towards the end there. And I think that's where we're going to call it for this one. This has been Astro Nova. Astro Nova is available on Steam at the link in the description down below. I hope you had fun, and I will see you in the next one.